Good morning. The Orville is officially, finally, you guys, less than 2 months away. Yes, we have made it this far, and we're going to make it further. We're going to keep going forward because the Orville is almost here with its third season, its most amazing season, and we're all here for it. We know that. This is what we love. Archmage Frey, official channel member. What's going on? I love that blue badge right next to your name. Archmage says, I may or may not be Kaylon. I'll never tell. You scamp, you. What's going on, you guys? 59 days away. 59 days away, and we will all together be enjoying all new adventures, all new stories, new characters, and new things to grow on. With the third season of the Orville, New Horizons in the United States of A will be shown as a Hulu original. Around the world, it'll be shown most likely on Disney Plus is what it seems to be, as well as there might be some actual just channels around the world for our international fans of the Orville of the 25th century. And I'm excited to be here. Now, you guys are right here at the live podcast. And today we're going to be discussing a follow-up to the video that I put out last week, a video that's doing very well. Orville videos are doing very well again. They're just ramping up again. People are showing up. They're interested in these conversations, in the news, in the commentary, in what you guys have to say. So I'm very excited about that. But I knew that was going to be the case. We just had to wait. And in this case, we had to wait 3 years. But it's finally starting. People are getting excited for the Orville because it is so close, and I'm excited to talk to you guys. So the follow-up from last week's video, the real Kaylon, is a theory that we've been discussing here for a while, that I came up with probably in the middle of when season 2 is airing. I was just starting to put everything together, and we're going to be following the dots here today because a lot of you guys have been mentioning some very interesting things about my theory that the Orville actually accidentally created the Kaylon. As we know in the episode Mad Idolatry, we come across a multi-phasic planet that comes in and out of our reality. At least that's what we were said. And every 11 days when the planet comes back into our part of the universe, 700 years has passed on that planet. Kelly landed on the planet, interacted with some people just a little bit, and as we know, those people started worshiping Kelly, praise Kelly, Kelly B, and their entire society started developing off of that belief in Kelly. And every 700 years, in their time that we would come back, 11 days to us, that belief was still holding strong and still affecting the society in negative ways. And it is my theory that, as we know, Isaac decided to stay on that planet for a 700-year cycle to help guide the people of that planet towards enlightenment. And when the last time we saw those people, when we got Isaac back, those people were awesome. Those multiphasic people had it going on. They got the technology. They had a great system, a great society, a great belief in science. Isaac did his job, or did he? Did he do the job that we thought he was there to do, or did he have some other something else guiding him? And it is my theory that yes. Now that we know that Isaac was a spy the entire time, that there was something else going on that planet for 700 years, something that we didn't see. And we didn't see much of those people. They transported onto the bridge of the Orville, and they were just playing super nice. Oh, we're great. You guys are awesome. We're very peaceful, enlightened people. Just listen to the way we talk. We're so wise now. Exactly what Isaac planned is my theory, and we don't know what was going on that planet. At that point, that planet might have been covered with Kaylon, holding a gun to these people's heads, saying, you better put on a good show. We don't want these people to know what's really going on this planet. Or things were nice, but also that was I think, part of Isaac's plan. That planet is what will eventually become the home world, the creation world of the actual Kaylon. And you guys brought up some great points to try to you love the theory, but you say, hey, you know what? I don't think this is the case because this reason, that reason. We're going to talk about those reasons there. And I'm working on a video right now, a follow-up, The Real Kaylon Part 2, because it's my favorite discussion. It's my favorite theory so far that I've come up with the Orville, and I'm going to prove it to be true to you guys. People have questions. I haven't answered every single question. Yeah, such a great episode. Where did I get the hat? Stony Girl, a huge fan of the Orville, but also someone who is part of the Fox family, procured this hat for me a few years ago. This is an official season 2 production hat for the Orville. This is what they were giving out to the crew and to the cast on production. This year for season 3, they had a beanie. An Orville beanie. If you check the Talking the Orville community page, just the other day I posted a picture of Ann Winters, our new navigator, she's playing Charlie Burke, wearing that beanie. And I know not everybody on the set, especially after they got shut down, not everybody got a beanie. I know Jay Lee was disappointed he didn't get a beanie, or he had to go through other means to nab a beanie. I'm sure once they got back on set, they all got their beanie. I want that beanie. I want a beanie, you guys. I'm a beanie baby. It's IRRI. What's going on, IRRI? Official channel member Geola. Geloja, gang. Geloja indeed, I must say. Geloja! Archmage Frey. Kelly Grayson smooshed together and changed over thousands of years, evolving language sounds like it become Kaylon. Also, as we know in Identity, we actually visited, for the first time, the Union was able to visit Kaylon. We know nothing about Kaylon, and that's very much how the Kaylon have planned it. You can't even go near Kaylon without permission, without being destroyed. There's a lot about that planet we don't know, and that's kind of the gray area that I'm working in as well with some of these questions that people have brought up, these ideas people have brought up. But yeah, as we know, there are billions of cajillions of trillions, dillions. Is dillions one? Yeah, dillions is the number of skulls and skeletons hidden in underground caves. Entire population of the original biological Kaylons, all killed by the artificial Kaylons, and they kept all those bones in caves underground, I guess. If we kept digging through those remains, what else would we find? Would we find artifacts from the biological Kaylons? If we kept digging, would we actually uncover a statue of Kelly in those underground caves? Or is it just skeletons? We also don't know how long the Kaylon, how long ago they overtook the planet. How long ago were they created? We do know that Kaylon are built to last millions of years, which was indicated in the episode Mad Idolatry. They could last a very, very long time. So my theory, of course, is that the multifaceted planet is the original biological Kaylon. We don't know how long it took for them, after Isaac left, to create AI, for that AI to become sentient. I mean, it could have been hundreds, could have been thousands of years for that to even happen. And, for the war to happen, for them to kill their masters. I'm saying it's a beautiful theory that I think is totally true. And I'll tell you one reason that it couldn't be true. I'll tell you that later. There's only one reason that it couldn't be true. And I know that reason, but I still think it's true. But there's a possibility it's not. But we're going to talk about why it is true, in my opinion. First off, it's great writing. It's a great story. One thing that people bring up is, oh no, those people wouldn't do that. They were very nice people, very advanced. They got out of the Dark Ages. Sure, that's what we were led to believe, led to see, and maybe it was true. But what happens after their galactic cosmic babysitter that was part of their society for 700 years, guiding it, pushing that society in the direction that he, Isaac, wanted it to go into. Um, uh, they won't break down. All it takes is one thing for society to break down. It was not long ago in our own human history on this planet that everybody believed the crazy thought that the world was round. Now, not everybody believes the world is round. It does not take very long for a society to start downgrading itself, you guys. This we know to be true, and it can be commentary on that as well. You know that Orville likes to do commentary on things happening in our own lives, in our own world. Holding up that mirror. Holding up that mirror to us, you guys. Is it possible that when the multiphasic planet appeared out of nowhere, all of a sudden Isaac's like, oh, very strange. Then he might have realized that this is the early days of planet Kaylon. Did he realize that? And of course, he's not going to tell anybody because he's a spy. He's there to bring judgment down upon humanity, upon the Union, all biologicals. You notice when they didn't know what to do, how to fix this problem with the belief system on the original Kaylon or the multiphasic planet, however you choose to see it, Isaac was extremely reticent. So ready. He had to convince everyone. He was so into it. Oh, let me go down there. I'll go down there for 700 years. He just totally volunteered out of nowhere. And they had tried to talk him out of it. And he convinced them to let him go. Was he there because he's like, oh man, things have gotten messed up. I need to go down there and make sure that this planet's people, their history, goes in the right direction so that Kaylon get created in the first place? Did Isaac see a problem in possibly occur that's like, oh man, this might undo the entire creation of Kaylon. I better get down there and fix it. And of course, he's not going to tell anybody that. Seems very suspicious to me, you guys. Oh, the Orville plaque. I'm going to have to move it. It's right here. Check it out. I'm going to have to move this bad boy. I'm going to have to display it a little bit further back because I'm really close to the wall, you see. So when I'm, doing my chair exercises, which I don't do, or shouldn't do, you should stand up. I should stand up and do exercises. I knock it off the wall. So I've knocked it off the wall twice. Thing is sturdy. I mean, and it just spins around like a coin when it hits the wall. And then I kind of like that too, because it goes on forever, because that's how sturdy and firm it is. That's what she said. So I'm going to have to move it back. I plan on changing the background anyway. I want to get rid of this stupid VR system. I don't even use this stupid thing. Get that out of the way, put some nice Orville stuff, get my Orville ship model up there displayed. That's going to take some sort of platform, because I've tried displaying it before and it's so low to the surface of whatever you put it on. It's hard to even tell what it is. It needs to be up and lit well. So that's part of what's going on here this week, is I'm trying to reorganize everything for these videos. I might move my desk, open this space up a little bit for my upcoming videos, so I can move around and things like that. Because if you saw last week's episode, The Real Kaylon, which is a Redux episode, that is my best foot forward, because I am trying to get Talking to Orville to become the official, I want to get it greenlit as the official companion series for the Orville's new season, New Horizons. Hopefully Hulu will contact me. I did get contacted last week by the Orville. They gave me a phone call. We had some stuff to talk about. Exciting stuff planned. They have planned for season 3 for the fans. Can't wait to be able to share that stuff, assuming they're able to get it together. We shall see. So yeah, I had a nice little Orville conversation with production last week. I was doing a live stream. I'm like, oh, sorry, I gotta pause this live stream. I'll be back in a little bit. The Orville calls. Maybe they ended up finding a ship trapped in status or something with organic Kaylon, and upon waking them, they see Isaac and freak out. And then they somehow end up in Antarctica on Earth, frozen, until Archer and the crew show up to find them. One other thing that people bring up about my theory, they're like, But Kaylon's not multiphasic. Who told you that? Who told you Kaylon isn't multiphasic? What if in season 3, the big reveal for the connection between the multiphasic planet and Kaylon, and it all becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy that the Orville crew actually created the Kaylon just by showing up on that planet with Isaac? What if we finally make it to Kaylon and it just disappears out of nowhere? It's gone. What happened? Oh my God! It's multiphasic. If it happens every 700 years in its history, why would anybody know about it? I mean, the Kaylon probably know about it, but they're not going to tell anybody. Why would the Union know if it's multiphasic or not? They're not even allowed near the planet to study it or anything. We know nothing except for when the Orville, for the very first time, was able to visit the planet. That's when we learned anything about the planet. And then all of a sudden, if you think of it with the multiphasic planet and then Isaac visiting that planet to put right what once went wrong. I'm always going to say that because I love Quantum Leap, you guys. And he started messing with time. All of a sudden in season 2, he's all, I'm going to say obsessed. He's AI. He's just very concerned with creating a time machine with the anti-banana ray. Why is he trying to create a time machine? Is he trying to go back to that planet? Is he trying to, now that he feels bad for humanity, he's at this point when he creates a time machine, the whole accident tomorrow with Kelly from the past coming to the present. What if he was his whole ultimate purpose is to go back in time and stop himself from creating the Kaylon? It's all very suspicious and it all connects together for me, you guys. Those people were advanced, were they? Or were they putting on a show? They seemed a little too nice. They seemed too advanced mentally for me, because they still, at that point, weren't as advanced as the Orville. They were getting close, but they weren't there yet. But they seemed way too nice and way too happy. There could have been Kaylon already on that planet at that point, because Isaac might have helped them rush production. The Kaylon might have been around even earlier than they were originally supposed to be, or he just set them right on the right track to create Kaylon. They had a robot AI as part of their civilization for 700 years, and then he's gone. You think they're not going to miss having an AI? Hey, let's see if we can create an AI. And the rest of the story, we know how that goes, don't we? What's up, Orville Nation? How's it going? Teppo says, it all makes sense now. The synthetic Kaylons were created as sex bots. I guarantee you that's probably true. And they were given pain sensors to please the more niche tastes of some customers. I don't know if that's true, but I don't know it's true, but I feel that it's true. I can't prove it, but I know it's true. That's how you say that. Oh yeah, Eric, I have given this a lot of thought, and I've given a lot of thought because we've had conversations about it the whole time, and the way I went further into this was I tried to disprove it to myself, and that's when I come up with theories. Once I come up with a great theory, I then go into try to disprove it, try to talk myself out of it using what we know from the universe or just from facts. It doesn't have to be an Orville theory. I have theories about life. So then when I try to disprove it, I'll either do so, I'll disprove it, or I'll find further evidence to support the theory. So that's when I really quadruple down on a theory, as if I couldn't disprove it to myself. Or maybe their transporter tech degrades their morality each time they use it. They devolve into a crappy society. I think the greatest societies of human history, every single one of them has degraded at some point and is gone now. Right now we're right in, I'm not even going to say the middle, but we're right in the midst of a great society right now. I live in a great society. It's got problems. They all do. But we don't know how long this is going to last. Even in Star Trek, they realized, hey, a few hundred years go by, there's the burn, and all of society degrades. It's the most realistic thing. It's the most realistic idea when it comes to awesome societies. They don't stay that way, and that's what makes them special. If things were just always going to be great, what's so special about being great? The scientific method. That's right, Paul D. I learned that from Star Trek. I got a Star Trek mind, and that and that Star Trek mind has become an Orville mind over the years, because I'm getting the best social commentary and ideas from the Orville. Some of their ideas are even more advanced than anything Star Trek's ever come out with, and Star Trek has got some amazing stuff. But I never saw Spock go back to his planet to take a pee. It's like, come on, Star Trek, get with the program. People pee. Thank you, Mr. Unbreakable. Unbreakable. Starring M. Night Shyamalan as the director. Thank you. It says, hit the like. Oh, I like that heart emoji you got there with the it's got the cross in it, but what is that? The Red Cross. That's it. The metaphysical planet may be the progenitor race. I'm saying that wrong, I'm sure. That has its people go to the planet Kaylon. That's right. Maybe Kaylon's different, but I think the best reveal would be, oh my God, where did the planet go? Oh, you stupid biologicals. We are multiphasic, and you helped us create ourselves. No! Time travel to the rescue. I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore fan of Star Trek Discovery, but I can take it or leave it. Some of it I really enjoy. Some of it doesn't grab me. The first 2 seasons didn't really grab me. Season 3 did. Season 4, I'm just waiting. It didn't grab me the first episode, but I'm like, I'll get into it when I'm ready. Right now, I'm just too busy watching Picard, because I am into Picard season 2. My goodness. But like I've always said for years, even back when I was complaining about the first 2 seasons of Discovery, I said I'm always rooting for it. I'm always rooting for it. Star Trek, no matter what it is, will always help society and help people think. It'll never do the opposite. Paul D, anyway, I have arrived at the office parking garage. Have a good day, everyone. Have a good day to you and Jaloja, Paul D. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad we were able to help you get to work. I hope it goes well today, and I hope Karen isn't being all Karen today. And I hope that it's someone's birthday so you can get free cake. Yeah, why would they leave the bones of their creators just laying around for a child to find? Really? Well, I guess they never expected a child to ever be there. Due to the time requirements, I believe in reality, most interstellar travel is actually done by artificial life. There's a lot of calculations that a human brain would have a hard time putting together quick enough, I think. Geolaw says, have a great day at work, Paul. Now, speaking of transporters, those multiphasic people had transporters. Isaac was there for 700 years, keeping track of everything. Do you think at all that there's even a slim chance that Isaac doesn't know how to build a transporter? Will we be getting transporters in season 3? And will they have to call it something different for copyright reasons? Transporter tech having degenerative properties is a great plot point. Yeah, that's a great theory. Trek fans have always had about transporters. I guess they would call them teleporters. I think they already did that, right? Transporters. Is that you when you get there? Is it a degraded version of yourself? Does it even matter if you're exactly the same? Does it even matter that it's a copy of yourself? Is it a copy of yourself? You know, the Orville likes to take, questions that Star Trek fans have had for years about the universe and kind of address them in the Orville, which is always fun. People always know there was a lot of freaky deaky stuff going on in the holodeck on Star Trek. There's no way. I'm pretty sure after every time Lieutenant Barclay was in the holodeck, that somebody had to mop it down. Absolutely, without a doubt. And so the Orville kind of plays with that as well. A lot of freaky deaky stuff has happened in the environmental simulator on the Orville. Bortus, of course, that was messy. Gordon was in there getting messy. Uh, Priya and Ed were in there just getting emotionally messy. I still think Ed taking Priya into the environmental simulator on a date was, that was a yucky date, you guys. I'm like, let's go share our feelings while looking at waterfalls. That was very Star Wars prequel. That's a Star Wars Anakin and Padme date right there. I expected Ed to be riding in on a whatever animal that was that Anakin was trying to surf upon. JP, will you use a time machine to watch more Orville? Well, I'd have to go forward in time to watch new Orville. It's not available yet. That I would like to do. I don't need to go back in time. I got all of that right here on my computer, and I watch it all the time. Topu broccoli. Oh, you know it. Wouldn't it be awesome to get what's broccoli's name? Schultz. Charles Schultz? I can't remember his first name. Charles Schultz. This guy created Starbucks. But it's Schultz. I can't remember his first name. Mad Dog, broccoli. Dwight Schultz. That's it. You guys always know. When I'm doing these shows, these are things that I know, but when I'm talking, I have all these ideas around my head, words escape me. So that's why you guys always help me. Geola, no mop. They can just beam all the contaminants out into space when the holodeck program resets. That's not very economically sufficient there. They're not beaming it out into space. They're beaming it into the resynthesizers. Always, if you're getting anything from the resynthesizers, if you're getting some food, if you're going to order cake, make sure it's without the frosting. I'll just say that. Yeah, I don't think Bortus is allowed back in the environmental simulator. I would think so. I would think that he wouldn't be, Jonathan. I think you're right. He abused those privileges. Official channel member Cy Winship, what's going on? Hey JP, how are things? Things are great. People are now more interested in Orville content. People are starting to watch. We're just barely in the beginning stages. I just noticed the view trend is going up a little bit. Hopefully over the next few weeks it just starts to skyrocket for a couple months, and then we're doing tons of Orville content. I mean, that's what I do. That's my focus. That's what I decided to focus on. 4 years ago. Was it 4 years ago? 3 years? It might be 4 years ago. When I decided to quit my dead-end job and start doing this full time to be creative. But then there was a stupid world pandemic. Someone just asked. One of you guys mentioned the other day. I think it might have been John Palanch. I can't remember who it was. Said, JP, you quit your job to do Orville content full time, and then there was a pandemic. Did you fall into alcoholism and depression? And they say that as a joke, but no, I did a little bit of both. I got a little depressed, especially during the pandemic. A little too much alcohol, especially during the pandemic. Now I try not to drink at all, and I am not depressed at all because I have a great life. It's a scary life. You never know how the lights are going to stay on, but I got great people in my life now. So no, depression is gone. Alcohol is gone. Now it's just us and the Orville and my new family. T Stoney, thank you very much for helping to keep the lights on here. Very much appreciated. We just got to last until New Horizons gets here. We need to last 59 more days. That's all it's going to take. Jeff B, official channel member, good morning, afternoon, and evening. Only if you don't see me. And good night. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. How do you think they add protein to the replicators? Cellular peptides. That's right. Yum. Cellular peptides, yum. So with my theory, I told you guys there's only one thing, one fact that can disprove my theory about the Kaylon creating themselves through manipulation of the multiphasic planet's society. This is the only thing that will trump this theory and make it not be true. And that is if Seth MacFarlane didn't write it that way. Goodbye. See you guys later. That's it. That's the only thing. He just had a different idea. But I think even if he did have a different idea, he would hear my idea and go, damn, I wish I did that instead. Because everything connects together. It all works. It's bulletproof. There's no loopholes in my theory. Try to find a loophole. You can't do it. Hail PJ and JP. That's right, PJ from Orville Nation. What's going on? I know PJ's here. Good luck and good night. There you go. Joy Don knows the well, that's the name of that particular movie as well. I was kind of doing a play off of The Truman Show, but then I also thought of that. I'm like, oh, they do that in that movie. Thanks, Orville Nation. I'm going to be tidying up. I'm either going to make a full video or I'm going to turn clips of this live stream into a video, but I'm going to be putting video and stuff over it, pictures, and maybe do a new Orville trivia before the commercial break. I need to make a bunch of those. I have like 4 or 5 of those, but it's been a while. I need to make some new ones. There's a lot of Orville facts out there that are a lot of fun. Archmage Frey, Captain, we have an incoming transmission from, my God, it's the USS Loophole. Put up the deflector shields to maximum. I'm using some Orville talk there, because we talk the Orville. So, to sum up, people say, oh, those people are advanced. They're not going to enslave AI. Were they advanced? Were they putting on a show that Isaac made them put on? Were the Kaylon already on that planet that Isaac helped them build to start off the Kaylon race? Or, and that doesn't even matter. That's just something I thought about recently. But even before that, it doesn't matter how advanced those people are. Something happens and people just, their ideas change, their hearts change, their morals change. They might have created AI with no sentience at all. Well, they did. So treating them badly wasn't really treating them badly anyway. There's no moral quandary about that at all. But then maybe 1,000 years later, they become sentient. And the population has become so used to having them as part of their life that, they're able to start cutting corners and getting loose with ethics and morals. It does not. You can bring down the most advanced society in just a few months if you put the right ideas out there, or if you little changes at a time will make it so they don't even know that they've degraded their society. That's how societies work. People saying, "Oh, but Kaylon's not multiphasic." Who told you that? That's not. We don't know if that's true or false at all. It could have been that they're not multiphasic anymore. The Kaylon fixed that issue. They figured out where that issue was coming from, or maybe naturally, cosmically, it stopped multiphasing, or it still is multiphasic. The Kaylon know about it, but no one else knows about it. It's easily disproven because it hasn't been proven that they're not multiphasic. Isaac was very willing to go to that multiphasic planet for 700 years, and his true motives for doing that, he's not going to tell the Orville crew, because at that point he was still a spy. He was still working against us. So that's easy right there. And then all of a sudden, after having that little, I consider it a time travel thing with the multi issue. It's a time travel thing when you're going onto a planet that's kind of, going back and forth and advancing 700 years every 11 days in our own universe. That's time travel. And then all of a sudden, Isaac becomes very focused on creating a time machine in season 2. It all links together. I'm just hoping that in season 3, and this is a prediction that goes along with this theory, that during the season, we come across the Kaylon planet and it disappears. And then all of a sudden, dun, dun, dun! Oh my God, it's the multiphasic planet. Run! Why run? They're not even here. They won't be back for a few more hours. Okay, get some readings and then run! I'm hoping that happens. Kara says, no loophole? Here, if Kaylon were destined to create themselves, then how did they exist before creating themselves? The egg. The egg came first. That's time travel rules. That's exactly time travel rules. How did Picard know Guinan if all those adventures didn't happen? It's obvious why Guinan didn't know, but why does Picard have all the memories of from the other timeline that no longer exists? Every time travel thing that's ever happened, the star of the show, no matter what happens to the timeline, they always remember the timeline. So my no loophole for that is TV time travel. They make up the rules to have them be whatever they want them to be. Respond for donations, I guess. Uh-oh, I'm going to hold you to it. Thanks, Kara. No, and it's questions like that and thoughts like that that I love, because that makes me have to think. So you guys always make me have to think. And I mean that in a good way. Archmage Frey, 1971, witters someone called Dan Aykroyd. It's time to start selling Kaylon Skull vodka. Oh, man. If the Orville got together with Dan Aykroyd to have those biological Kaylon skulls become the new bottle mold for whatever the hell his vodka is called, that would be an amazing crossover event. A crossover event that the Orville would love, because the Orville is a huge fan of day drinking. By the way, if you go to the Talking the Orville merch store, there's an amazing shirt created by me with the Orville logo, but instead of saying the Orville, it says day drinking, and I created a whole new badge just for day drinking. You can check that out. The link is down below. Will Topa find out about his sex change, you think? I think he will. I think he will. Now, whether or not it's just a conversation, whether or not it's a medical exam, whether or not it's some freaky deaky sci-fi magic happens where all of a sudden the other Topa shows up. Either way, I think Topa's going to find out, which will lead us to an episode just about that, which is supposed to be called A Tale of Two Topas. We talked about that last week, and there's a lot more to talk about with that as well. A lot of these conversations can just keep going. No, that's too typical TV time travel explanation that depends on the case each episode. You know what I would love is a time travel episode that actually the person that's time traveling doesn't remember. They change along with the timeline as well, and only us, the audience, knows anything is different. But how are they going to change things back if they don't know about it? Let's watch and find out. That would be an interesting damn time travel story for some sci-fi series out there to do. They accidentally changed the timeline back and don't even know it. I am still too sold on the theory of the multiphasic planet. I am more interested in the... I am still not too sold on the theory of the multiphasic planet. I am more interested in the Union running into a planet of biological Kaylon refugees who join to help the Union. Now, that can still happen. That can still happen. Those people were spacefaring. Maybe there was a batch of them that saw what was going on and escaped and went and started a whole new society on some other planet. That would be amazing. I would love to see that as well. I would love to, we find out that the Kaylon were the multiphasic people. Isaac actually interfered and it created the Kaylon, and so that it's a self-perpetual storyline, the creation of them. but some of them escaped and started a whole new thing, and their ancestors wrote the stories of what really happened. Maybe they have video of what really happened. Maybe we come across the back in time version of Kaylon Prime, the guy, the main Kaylon guy, because he was supposedly there when it all happened. Maybe we see his story of fighting for sentient rights and being denied, and we see him start fighting back and taking over and getting other Kaylon on his side. That would be a great story right there. That'd be a whole great spin-off, in my opinion. I'd love to see that movie. And then becomes the bad guy in modern Orville times. That kind of happened in yesterday's Enterprise until Guinan spoiled the party. Yeah, Guinan and her damn multiverse-minded brain. I could feel the multiverse changing. That would be amazing. And maybe that's why the Orville, New Horizons, they go out into deep space to find New Horizons, because they are on the search for the biological Kaylons. They get word that there's biological Kaylons somewhere out there. They're like, we got to find them. Time travel without remembering. Back to the Future. How I Met My Own Mother. She called me Calvin back then. Sorry I made it late to this chat here with JP. What's up, James? How you doing? I had some late night video editing to do after a power outage here at my home for a Star Trek fan club that I'm a member of. Nice. Putting in the work. That's always a good thing. I've had that same thing happen to me because, I'm on a schedule a lot of times. I'm working something. I promise something for a certain day. Something happens. The power goes out. The computer's not working. One time I got so pissed off, you guys, because I needed to get some editing done. Went to the computer. Oh my God, I don't have a lot of time. Stupid Windows is updating. And you know how long those Windows updates are. Sometimes they're a couple minutes. Sometimes they're a couple hours. You gotta prepare for these things, I guess. And you gotta just be cool. Things don't always go perfect. Life is crazy. If things come out a little late, it's gonna be okay. Archmage, would be a cool ethical conundrum episode, which I love those things. The Orville gives us those things. Is some of our crew are sent back in time to when the scientists first created the artificial Kaylon. Do they let him do it or stop him and change after all, killing the Kaylon Hitler? You guys, I totally get it. But we don't know if the Kaylon were already invented by the time that multiphasic planet beamed aboard with the people being all advanced. We don't know what was going on that planet. They could have basically had guns to their heads telling them, you better play it up and let them know everything's nice down here. Don't be messing around. We do not know. Now, that part of the theory, I can take it or leave it. Because I'm like, maybe they were awesome and things just, progressed. Because, 700 years, another 700 years. I have no doubt they would have been on their best behavior if they had a babysitter from space with them for 700 years. They're going to act nice because there's an alien right here and he's living with us and he's watching us. As soon as he's gone, what happens when mom and dad go out to the grocery store and the kids are left at home? Do they just stay good? No. When you're not being watched, that's when you're going to act out. It's interesting on how many anti-artificial intelligence storylines are running. Picard, the Orville, Battlestar Galactica, it's suddenly back in vogue. Well, that's the origin of all sci-fi. Sci-fi started with, will our own inventions destroy us? That's the classicest of classic sci-fi there is, starting with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Yes, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is the first sci-fi book out there. Technology, they made a fake man with technology, aka electricity. They didn't know a lot of things back then. Light bulbs. Oh God, light bulbs are gonna kill us. And then that thing goes on and destroys. Well, not all of humanity, but it kills. That's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, the first sci-fi novel. JP, did you get the images I sent to you via Facebook? Oh, I'll have to look. My Facebook is very coveted and I got lots of rules set up on it, so I don't receive everything on that because I always have that's always reserved for in-person friends and family. I basically only have Facebook to so my mom knows I'm still alive, and that's about it. So I'll have to go and see if I can find that or not. But usually Twitter's or the email egotasticft@gmail.com is a great way to get a hold of me. I have Facebook very, very what's the word? Curated, I guess would be the word. Do you think the Kaylon will infiltrate the Union using the technology that Ed and Gordon used against the Krill? I am hoping so. Isaac created the mobile emitter, holographic mobile emitter for the Orville universe in episode Krill, and this is another episode I want to put up here for talking the Orville because I think the topic is just too juicy to not bring up for the Orville fandom. They have you can be anything you want with as a hologram. In the Orville because Isaac created the mobile emitter. You could become a Krill, and no one's gonna be the wiser. And I keep expecting, and I expected this in season 2, and it didn't happen. I've been expecting Isaac to show up looking like a human. Show up on the bridge looking like a human. They're gonna go on some away missions where they can't have him looking like a robot. They're going to need him to be in disguise. Robots in disguise. I guarantee they're going to have to use that mobile emitter at some point to make him look like an alien or a human or something. Or him just show up trying to look human on the bridge and get along with everyone. Because of in season 3, people hate Isaac. He betrayed them. So at some point, I'm thinking he's going to want to look human to disguise the fact that he is a robot. And people hate him. They hate the Kaylon. So why would you want to look like a Kaylon? So I keep expecting him to show up looking like a human. And then he presses the button. Oh, it's me, Isaac. And then press it back. Boom. If their transporters create copies instead of actual relocating, maybe they sent us back a copy of Isaac and kept the original to tinker on. Yeah, is that even Isaac? Well, I think it probably is because he went back to Kaylon and they did the whole diagnostic and all that stuff, but also whatever really happened on that multiphasic planet for 700 years. We've seen how much Isaac has learned about humans and changed just being a few years on the Orville. But he was 700 years living with an entire race of biologicals. You think he didn't make friends? You think he didn't learn stuff? And whatever he did on that planet and learned from that planet, you know the Kaylon know about it because he probably made a whole full report on it to send to the Kaylon. The Kaylon knows everything Isaac knows up to the episode Identity. What if Kaylon Prime or other Kaylon is actually a Kaylon biological who downloaded his consciousness into AI body? Now that storyline has also been coming up in different stories, aka Matrix. And others, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. What if Kaylon Prime is the consciousness of some old biological Kaylon? Good morning, Curtis Tate, official channel member. Yeah, we saw Jeff, we saw Ed and Gordon pretend to be Krill. What if we actually got to see them pretend to be Kaylon? Or Caliban? We used holograms to make the Orville ship look like a Kaylon or Caliban ship. I feel the Caliban will be making a reappearance in season 3, being that they are technological wise is pretty close to level with the Kaylon society. I think the Kaylon are probably a little bit more advanced. What if Avis is a creation of Kaylons, or worse, if Krill are biological Kaylons who survived now being tinted like a sheep and used to create chaos in the galaxy to judge if other races are worth to be kept? It's all possible. Avis makes everything possible, Kara. Yeah, they can make Isaac look like a banana. They can make him look like anything if he just whips out that holographic projector. It's so simple. He's put it on your wrist. Boop, 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 boop. Krill. Go to Krill setting. The Krill says Avis. Okay, boom, you're a Krill. Just like that. I love how many people are afraid of AI. As someone who works in the field, AI is so far from general AI, it is funny. It's currently just 70-year-old math on a lot of data. Yeah, it's just a calculator. Yeah, I'm not afraid of AI at all. I'm just afraid, and I'm not even afraid. AI, I wouldn't worry about robots running around. It's those algorithms in your social media and your websites that you got to worry about. It's not going to kill you, but it'll shape you into what it wants to shape you into be, and it doesn't want anything. It's just an echo chamber, seeing what you like and feeding you more stuff, and it doesn't know what it's giving you. That's the only thing to be afraid of. And now, what if Isaac was basically an algorithm on that planet, just nudging the people to go into a certain direction, the right direction that he wanted them to go into, to ensure the creation of the Kaylon? Why do the Kaylon still look the same? Oh, those people, they had a Kaylon on their planet for 700 years. They know exactly what that Kaylon looked like. Oh, let's make our own robots. How should they look? Let's make them look like Isaac. That's what we know of robots. Boom. So there's probably a little can opener somewhere. It looks just like Isaac, and it opens cans. Then maybe Kaylon wasn't the name of their race. Kelly? We never learned the name of the race of those people on the multiphasic planet. That might have been on purpose. But Kelly, Kaylon, you get a little merge from there. That would be a very interesting thing to happen on the show. Maybe Kaylon wasn't the name of the race. Maybe it was just the name of their creator. Kaylon is just the guy's name. Musk, Elon. Wait a minute. Kaylon. Kelly and Elon. Kaylon. I believe he only wrote it to make you say banana. Made you say banana. Avis is Kelly. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning, the Orville, ... Why does it, instead of saying Good Morning, the Orville, why is it Good Morning, the Orville, ... Because every show will begin with Good Morning, everyone, because we do this in the morning. The Orville, something, something, something. Today was the Orville is only 2 months away. 59 days away from this date, and we are going to be celebrating like no one's ever celebrated before, except for maybe when we celebrated the beginning of season 2. How would you like to see the Orville end? Hopefully a long time from now, a very long time from now. Now, of course, character-wise, I want to see Kelly and Ed get back together, but a long time from now. I love that them being together isn't as much of the focus of the entire universe as it was in the first half of the first season. That was just kind of let's get this storyline going. Let's start off this universe. And they've really gone into the other characters, into different types of stories of what-if situations, teaching us things about ourselves. The Orville is basically my reading rainbow of the 2020s. I would love to see the Orville just keep moving up in the ranks, become, the Union's most decorated ship, just like the Enterprise. I like to see these characters develop, find what they need out of life. Being an officer isn't necessarily what everyone, that's not how they identify themselves. Maybe Ed, maybe Kelly, maybe Bortus. But even Bortus might say I'm a father, I'm a singer, and an officer. You think Gordon just thinks of himself as a pilot? No, they have needs, they have wants, they have ways they want their lives to go. And I want them all to get, those that survive. I still don't know about Bortus this season. I'm hoping he survives. I'm hoping they all get what they want out of life, what they need out of life, to be the better people that we know that they all are. Teppo says those algorithms are the math. It is how people use them that is evil. But to make a computer think is just not going to happen until we know what thinking and consciousness is. And I don't know if we'll ever know what that is. AI will only ever be able to do what we program it to do. And they might be able to evolve a little bit, but that evolution is basically learning. They're like, oh, if I hold the can of beans this way, I'm able to cut it better, things like that. Well, Video Awesome, you are not going to have to wait very long. Video Awesome says what we are all feeling, and we have felt for a very long time. Hello, I can't wait till the Orville Season 3 comes out. You are not going to have to wait very much longer. 59 days from today, and you will be enjoying all new adventures of the Orville. And we're going to be doing it together because we're going to be talking about it together here at Talking the Orville. Not only with these live podcasts, but we also have just the regular live shows. We have the regular episodes, reviews, commentaries. It's going to be coming out all throughout the weeks from now until a few months after the Orville's done, August, September, something like that. Even after the Orville is finished with its season 3 run, 10 all new episodes, 14 some hours of all new content. We're going to have a lot to talk about for a couple months. And then, we'll calm down a little bit, but we're always going to get together until the end of time, I would think. We just gotta keep Talking the Orville going for 59 more days, and then I think the Orville being out will make it a thing that can it's self-sustaining for a couple months. Thank goodness. Right, Chris Shapiro. I've been saying this for years. You guys have been saying this for years. Side thing. I want Orville Funko Pops. That's probably all I want as well. I mean, they got the Eagle Moss ships, which look amazing. They even got the shuttle pods, and I'm sure we're getting new versions coming out with this new season because everything's been refitted to look even more betterer. I would like some legit action figures, so maybe some Todd McFarlane action figures, I think would be literally what I would jump out of my seat for. But just give us some Funko Pops. It's so easy. Funko, you guys are little bitches to every IP out there. Let's get you in the Orville. Let's sign you up for some Orville Funko, because we needs it, and I can afford $9.99 every once in a while, or whatever you're it's usually around that for a Funko Pop. I think the Winters character is another alien in disguise to compile information on the strength of the planetary union, and that alien race is working with the Kaylons. Oh, Winters character, Ann Winters is Charlie Burke. She looks human to me. Her name is very human, especially that last name, but we don't know. She can be a secret alien. Aliens in disguise. It will be interesting to see what happens with Yaphet. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. I have no idea, but I'm assuming nothing happens with Yaphet unless they planned that years ago. If they do a season 4, if we all show up and we get that 4th season, which they all are wanting, they're wanting a 4th season, but they have to get the numbers so they can get the money to make it, because it's very expensive. Season 4, I think something will happen to Yaphet. Ooh, yes, in 59 days, a planetary reunion. Ooh, Archmage, that is so good. I hate that I didn't think of that, but that is worth a meme. That is worth some promotion for me to create, because I'm always creating promotion for the Orville. Every week I'm creating promotion, putting it up online for them. That's a good one. The one I put up a few days ago was, the cast of the Orville, and it says, backed by multiversal demand, which was a play off of their season 2 promo, which is backed by universal demand. And I'm like, backed by multiversal demand, because the Orville does have a multiverse. It's the Kelly timeline. And if there's a Kelly timeline, that means there could be a billion timelines. They proved that multiverses exist in the Orville universe. So now we know that anything can happen multiverse wise. Ann Winters, would it be mine? Says John Smith. I don't know. She might give you a run for her money. She's a cool gal. I met her a few months ago, and she's a cool gal. She does what she wants. She don't take no messing, you guys. She's strong. She seems very strong-willed. Kara says, "I want a Laura back. I want a Laura back. Do 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 do." Yeah, I'd love to see a Laura. I'd love to see, even more so, I would love to see Robert Picardo back. I love the character of Ildis Catan. I would love to see the change in dynamics between Ildis and Alara after the episode Home, where they had a huge breakthrough in their relationship. I'd love to see how that has grown since that episode. Am I looking forward to a new Stargate? I really do. I love the Stargate universe, but I really don't care if they come out with new Stargate. But I know so many people do, and if they come out with a new Stargate, and the fans of the universe and people that don't even know they're fans of the universe yet, they end up enjoying it and loving it, I'm all for it, and I'm sure I'll check it out. But it's not something I think about. There's a lot of things. They announce stuff all the time, and half of it never comes true. So I've learned to not look forward to anything until I see a trailer for it. I just saw the trailer today for Strange New Worlds. It looks like a lot more fun than I was giving them credit for, and I want fun. So I'm looking forward to that. We shall see if the stories are good in Strange New Worlds. I'm sure I'll be a fan of it. I'm already a fan of the cast, especially Anson Mount. I mean, that was the greatest thing to ever come out of Discovery is Anson Mount. If anything at all, it's that. Jaloja Dave Dahl, how are you doing today? Jaloja! Yeah, Home was such an amazing episode. It was such an out of the box episode. It became a whole show in itself. I'm like, is this the Orville? I feel like I'm watching a whole different series. And it's a series I want to watch. The Two Doctors. It's like Red versus Blue, but with John Billingsley and Robert Picardo. Locks and Zimmerman. Oh, for season 2, Picard for me is above a 10. The last episode I really loved, but I preferred the previous 3 episodes. But I mean, I'm saying, oh, I really like this episode, but I like the other ones more. That's not really saying anything negative. But yeah, season 2 of Picard is giving me those old school Star Trek feelings that I used to have. And a lot of us don't realize we didn't even really have those Star Trek feelings when we were watching old Star Trek. Not really. It was after the fact, as we thought about these things and the universe and the characters in the episodes. But at the time, we're just like, oh, it's a cool show. But then as time goes by and our memories become fonder and fonder and fonder, and we make it part of our identity. Some of us make it part of our identity part 2. You know, the past we always look upon with a lot more favor. It becomes a part of us. Oh, God, I miss the days. Oh, it used to be amazing. It used to be nothing but orange groves as far as the eye could see. Really, it was a rat's nest. But no, Star Trek was great. Star Trek was always great. But our love for it that we have now wasn't probably as strong as when we were watching it live. That's all I'm saying. Because we didn't appreciate it as much. In a multiverse, even I can be loved. Of course you can, Teppo. Likely by a form of algae, but I would not mind being held, even as a hostage. Picard above 10? Nah, you be whack. You be whack, David Button. Your opinion of Picard is wrong and mine is fact. That's the problem with opinions. People forget that they're not fact. Gila, season 2 of Picard is pretty good. Who will slap Picard next week? Did he get slapped at all this season? I always like to say, what Indian tribe will Picard try to speak up for this week? Don't be Jiliak trash. Oh, that'd be a good shirt. Don't be Jiliak trash. Jiliak trash is bad. Ah, Q slapped blood out of his nose. Good, he probably deserved it. He wasn't listening I remember when Q got slapped. Oh, damn, Cisco, probably going around slapping Qs. People get slapped on TV shows. Multiverse, Doctor Strange aboard the Orville. You'll all Disney now. Get your on it, LOL. Multiverse, Doctor Strange aboard the Orville. Get old Doc. But it turns out it's not Doctor Strange. It's Khan. That one I didn't. That was a twist. I was like, oh, God. It's Khan. Oh, God. They're reversing the Spock and Kirk roles. That annoyed me. Because it was too on the nose. That's what I call appeasing or pandering to an audience. That the audience didn't even want to be pandered to in that way. Agree to disagree. That's the way I like to do it. Picard is better this season, but it's not even close to a 10 in my opinion. For me, it's a 12.5. It's a 1701. But it's okay to not agree. We all have different strokes for different folks. And I think people being able to discuss in a civilized way their different opinions, to take delight in their differences, is the Star Trek way. Yeah, maybe Will Smith thought he was Q. Maybe he thought he was Cisco. I miss the young Picard constantly rearranging his uniform. Now he's just an old man sitting around with clothes that fit. Yeah, that was actually great. That just the fact that they just didn't make the uniforms well. Season 3 Beyond, for it was a couple seasons, wasn't it? They didn't make them well for people standing up and sitting down. That it became a whole canon thing, basically. It's a Star Trek thing. They call it the Picard maneuver. Putting that coat down. Became a whole thing. It's just because they didn't make them well for that move. And they're like, you know what? Let's give him a badass jacket. Oh, that Picard jacket is still sweet, you guys. Ugh. I wanted to buy one so bad. Back when I used to go to the Star Trek experience in Vegas, and they had the store with all kinds of cool Star Trek stuff to buy. They sold the jacket. You could buy the Picard jacket. You know, for yourself. It's not a screen used one. They just made one for fans to buy. Oh, I wanted that so bad. But it was too pricey for me at the time. Oh, Jessica's home. It's almost time to end this stream, you guys. Do you know the story behind why they chose Q instead of any other letter of the alphabet? I don't know the story. I just assume it's because it's cool. Maybe quantum. It's a cool letter. It's kind of weird because the Bond universe has Q, so it's kind of strange. The Borg storyline is interesting me more than the Q one. I don't think we've gotten much of a Q storyline. It's just that he's there causing mischief and we don't know why. But yeah, the Borg Queen is very interesting. My only problem, it's not a problem at all, is I'm like, leave Agnes alone. Aliens already messed with her last season. Let's not mess with her this season too, you stupid aliens. Leave Agnes alone. The Riker maneuver with his leg move over a chair. Yeah, I put out a whole video of that once, just a whole montage of him doing that. Same thing with Picard and his maneuver. The actual reference, the Picard maneuver in season 1 Picard. Hey, you need to yell at YouTube. I didn't get the notification. You damn YouTube. For your live stream, and my notifications are turned on. That damn YouTube. Even with notifications on, YouTube will still only notify like 10% of your audience that has the notifications on. They're not the best at that stuff. They claim to be the best, but they're not the best. They probably thought there was some other video that you should be watching at this moment. And I'm going to be ending the stream here in just a moment, you guys. Just, I want to do like an hour, so we've done over an hour. Jessica's home. I want to say hi to her before she goes back to work. Curtis Tate didn't get the notification either. And I even do a 5-minute countdown or lobby so people can file in when we start. Q sounds cool in his British accent. Damn it, Q. Damn it, W. Damn it, R. Yeah, I'm trying out the letters. It just doesn't have that same flavor, does it? Damn it, L. No, it doesn't work. I don't think there's a letter that works better than Q. Damn it, Z. Or he would say Z. Z. Yeah, that doesn't work, does it? Yeah, YouTube sucks. An hour late. Tommy Pickles, I'm sorry. You guys, I'm sorry about YouTube. They're trying to bring me down. Let's do that. Let's do that. Anytime anything goes wrong with someone's channel, they go, oh, I'm being picked on by YouTube. They hit my channel. Everybody gather around. Everyone gather around me and for support as we go together to fight the bad business people. Damn it, W. W. I just thought of another timeline, the one where the Orville is destroyed before Priya came along. Yeah, that was supposed to be, at least according to her, something that was supposed to happen. The Orville was supposed to be destroyed. Now, even in the alternate timeline where Ed and Kelly never served aboard the Orville, that whole Priya thing also happened, or they never got destroyed from that either. There's a lot of missions that the Orville went on in the first season, and even in the second season, that still happened, but in a very different way because they had a whole different captain and different characters on the ship, but they still happen in alternate ways. So every alternate way that it happened in that alternate timeline probably created another alternate timeline. Alternate timelines and multiverses get very complicated, you guys, because they never end. Yeah, JP's talking the Orville's under attack. All right, you guys, I want to thank you guys for stopping by this morning. We'll, of course, be doing regular Talking the Orville on Wednesday evenings going forth for a while as we wait for the new season to start. And, of course, we'll be doing all these shows during the new season. And might be adding on another show as well. I'm currently trying to figure out how to do some Orville watch parties right here on YouTube. You just got to do it right if you want to, if you plan on trying to do it at all. And I think I figured out the right way to do it. Thanks for supporting this channel. It's very much needed. We're trying to make it to new horizons. I've waited 3 years. I've been chugging along for 3 years waiting for this new season. It's finally going to happen. So thanks for helping me think about these ideas that I have about the Orville universe. And I'll see you guys very soon. And remember, we all do better when we all do better. Love you. Bye-bye.